babies, 4 copies of EX10 Koromon. All turns, once per turn, when attack targets changes, you draw one. So whether you're raiding, you get a draw. Whenever it's your opponent's turn and you're blocking or redirecting an attack, you're also drawing one. Super clutch egg. For my rookies, I run 11, 3 copies of EX10 Agumon. It fetches a BlackWarGreymon from your trash at the start of your main phase. It evolves for 0 from Koromon, and all turns it gives 1000 DP to your Digimon, so you're always going to be boosted up on your turn and your opponent's turn. 4 copies of BT12 Agumon. Digs Deep Force Search. You drop it, you can reveal 4, you can add a Greymon or Omnimon in name, and a Tamer with Tai Kamiya. You do run Tai in this build, so it's clutch. And you get all turns effect just like the other one, only this time it's for Omnimons and Greymons in name, get extra 1000 on your opponent and your turn. Doesn't matter because you're going to just have Greymons and Omnimons regardless. And then 4 copies of Agumon X Anybody from BT11, evolves for 0 from Agumon, 0 from a Black Baby, which works for your Koromon. On play and when Digivolving, so whether you evolve on top of your Agumon into this or you just hard play it, you get to reveal 3. You can add 1 card with Greymon or X Anybody in its name, which also pairs great for Omnimon X Anybody and your X Anybody option card. And you can pick up a Black Tamer card, so you can pick up any of the Tamers in the deck. It's fantastic. And its all turns effect protects your Greymons and Omnimons in name. When they will be deleted, bottom deck, or sent back to hand, you can return your X Anybody option card that's tucked underneath and put it to the bottom of your deck. It's the same effect as the Greymon X from BT11 as well. So 11 rookies. For my champions, I run 10. 1 Greymon X, of course, from BT11. Helps with your evolution cost reduction, and the protection is nice, just like the Agumon X from BT11. 3 copies of BT9 Greymon. He evolves for 0 from Greymon, so that's just clutch. I know he can be annoying if you have to go Agumon X into this, which you can't because of the color blockage, so just be careful, and that's the only detriment to it. But I do run the Garnet Memory Boost to circumvent the black and the red card search. It has protection where if you were to be deleted bottom decked or returned to hand by an effect and you have Greymon or Omnimon in your name, you can strip out 2 same evolution sources from underneath your stack to prevent it from leaving play. Textbook. 2 copies of BT12 Greymon. When Digivolving, you can play out a Tai Kamiya on the field if you don't have one on the field that's already, and all turns it gives 1000 DP to your Greymons and Omnimons name. It's just good for getting your members that are out on the field. And lastly, 4 copies of the new EX10 Greymon. He evolves from 2 from Agumon in name. All of these evolve from Agumon in name. Except for your Greymon X's. He has Raid, which is pretty cool if you need it. On play, when Digivolving, you give 1 Digimon extra 3000 DP till the end of your opponent's turn, so you can give yourself that 3000, which might help for your Raid if you need to do that, and then you can, say, go into your Metal Greymon, taunt, and then out his reboot. Or you could give your opponent 3000 DP that pairs great for whenever you go into your BlackWar Ace play to make sure they're up to 13k so you have protection. All turns, you give 1000 DP to yourself. So for my ultimates, I run 8. 1 copy of Metal Greymon Ultras. It counts Metal Greymon in name, causes 0 to evolve on top of your Metal Greymon. When you get Tamer, you can pop a 5k on your opponent's out of the field. Has the same protection as BT9 Greymon X Anybody, so if you have Omnimon or Greymon in name, top of the stack, and then you were to be deleted, bottom deck to return to hand, you can strip out 2 of the same evolution source to prevent it leaving play. I do run 3 copies of BT11 Metal Greymon X Anybody. This card shot up actually in TCG play. I think it was like $20 or something last time I saw. It's a good thing I had so many of these from before, but also 1 on top of Metal Greymon. When Digivolving, you can't be de-digivolved or DP reduced until the end of your opponent's turn, which is always clutch in a meta that just loves de-digivolving and DP reducting. And if you have Metal Greymon underneath the stack or the X Anybody option card, you can pop one of your opponent's 6000 DP or less Digimon. And opponent's turn, once per turn, when a Digimon becomes unsuspended, if this Digimon has Greymon or Omnimon in its name, you trash top card of your opponent's security stack. That power pairs very menacingly whenever you go into your play of rebooting with your BlackWar X, which will trash security immediately, or if you choose to wait for your opponent to unsuspend their thing, then it works that same way if they had something suspended. Just is really good synergy, especially when you pair it with this new Metal Greymon from EX10. Basically, it evolves for 3 from a Greymon level 4 in name, so your Greymon X or Greymon can go into this. On play and when Digivolving, you give one of your opponent's Digimon collision, and at the start of your main phase, this Digimon attacks until their turn ends. So you're basically just, the moment you evolve into this, give one of your opponent's Digimon, you force them to have to attack at the start of the main phase. So the moment they draw, they hatch if they have to, but then immediately they have to attack with whatever you just taunted. For my Megas, I run 6. I do, of course, run 4 straight copies of your BlackWarGreymon, the Ace variant from EX10. It's hand blast counter. The moment, as I mentioned before, with the Metal Greymon play, if you taunted, when the moment they go to attack, you can blast evolve into this BlackWarGreymon. He has Raid, Reboot, and Blocker. On play and when Digivolving, you delete one of your opponent's play cost 7 or lower Digimon and Tamer, so it's great for the ace removal. If you blast in this, you get rid of one of their aces and they can overflow, or you can pop one of their pesky Tamers. He also has all turns effective while your opponent has a Digimon with 13,000 DP or more. Your opponent's Digimon effects don't affect this Digimon, and it gains extra 3,000 DP. So he's really good in the Royal Knight matchup. Really good against, say, like Gallantmon X. Really good against, the Mirror. Things like that. Anything that gets huge, it does have a detriment. Like, it can fall short to, say, like puppets or things that have, smaller numbers, so it doesn't always have that protection. But that's why I love this build up with all the protections of like Alterous Mode and Greymon X and Agumon X and things like that, to make sure that if you don't have that protection, you still can have protection, say from Digivolve with the Greymon X from BT11 and things like that can come up. And just having Omni protection on a creature that's going to be boosted up with all the different DP boosts of the Tamers and the Digimon underneath are going to make this thing a powerhouse. It's just really good. Sometimes I just will stay and just hard play BlackWarGreymon Ace if you have to for the 7. You don't even need the inheritables if you know that they're playing high number things. So it's just always going to have protection. So this is really good. It's a really powerful card, and just don't sleep on it. And the other level 6 I run is 2 copies of BlackWarGreymon X Anybody for BT11. He has a redirecting ability, which always pairs great for whenever you have their Tamers. He evolves for 2 for BlackWarGreymon. He has Reboot as well, so again, it pairs great just with the Reboot here, that you can get the effects from the BT11 Metal Greymon X. Opponent's turn, once per turn, if your opponent's Digimon with the highest DP attacks, you can switch the attack target to him. So again, it pairs great with Yuya and the ST15 tie. If you do that play, so you can just take down, when he reboots and he has X Anybody or BlackWarGreymon underneath as his second opponent's turn effect, that whenever a Digimon becomes unsuspended and he has either those 2 underneath, BlackWar or X Anybody option card, you can delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest play cost. So you pop the little thing the moment they, unsuspend, and you have those underneath, and then he just redirects the highest to him, which pairs amazing. Most times I just want to sit, honestly, on these guys. I did, for alternative level 6s, I did try BT12 or Greybon. Didn't really like it too much. Even though you did have Raid, it just felt like just having the cost here. You could even run Gaiomon promo, but it just is very, situational. You could run the Gaiomon promo if you really wanted to, but more times than not, you're just going to be sitting as BlackWar, and if you need to go into a play of, say, BlackWar X to do a little bit more control, it's always cool that way too, but more times I'm going to stay there. And the last Mega I run is level 7 Omnimon X Antibody, of course. He's clutch for a reason. He's just a great game ender. He has Raid, Piercing and Blocker. He bottom decks. Basically deletes everything, and then on your side and their side, and you keep one, they keep one, and you bottom deck the last thing that they sent, that you kept. And then end of turn, he gives either self or another Digimon on the field rush, and can attack without suspending. So he's just good for ending games or doing some kind of board control. For my options, 2 copies of Crimson Blaze. This card, if you can run it in a red deck, run it. It's actually, I think, better than using Hades Force in this build, because you're already popping Tamers with BlackWar Ace. And the play cost 13 isn't, for BlackWar X is good, but more times than I want to sit on my BlackWar Ace, and it's not, the 7 threshold isn't great. So I would much rather play Crimson Blaze instead of Hades Force, honestly. And I've tested it, and it shuts down things like I mentioned, Royal Knights, playing Digimon by effects. It does great for board wiping DIABOLICAL, and then playing things by effects. A lot of Digimon, just every deck for the most part plays Digimon by effects, even scrambles and stuff. So Crimson Blaze is just the GOAT red card. If you can play it, run it. I love running too. I run 3 copies of Guardian Memory Boost, so you can pick up your black or red Digimon, and then you can delay. You reveal 3 when you play this. Reveal 3, add a black or red Digimon, and then you keep this on the field and delay. You can pop this later turn to gain 2 memory. And I run 3 copies of the X Antibody from BT9, so you can just have it for your protection for your Greymon X, Agumon X, or if you wanted to go into mid Metal Greymon, play, attack, activate, evolve into BlackWarGreymon X, or BlackWar, activate, swing, go into Omnimon X, things like that. It's just great for protection. And lastly, my Tamers, 3 copies of BT22 Yuko. It's great. If they have Digimon on the field, start your main phase, you gain a memory. And whenever attack target switches on your turn, or all, it's all turns effect, and you have, it says CS, but mainly Greymon in your name, you can suspend her to give one of your Digimon with Greymon and its name an extra 3,000 DP and protection from Digimon effects. So it just, it's super good. The inheritable doesn't really matter on this Yuko for this build, but she's just there to protect your board even more so. Just stay big, beefy, and more powerful and protected with all the inheritables and layers of them not being able to get through your wall. And of course I run 3 copies of your memory set or ST15 tie. Sets your memory at 3 at the start of your turn, and all turns when an attack target gets switched by suspending this tamer, draw 1, and one of your Digimon gets extra 2000 EP, so he's great for draw power additionally with the Koromon, and giving another 2000 boost, or 4000 or 6000, depending on how many of these ties you have on the field, to your Greymons. So they just pair very, very great, and just making sure you have an invincible wall for your opponent to have to climb over. And here are some potential techs or different things you can add into the deck if you wanted to. Of course, you can run textbook Hades Force, but as mentioned, I really don't think it's a trap running Hades Force. It can be great for tamer removal, but again, you need the Greymon that you have to get up to make that proc. It does delete security as a nice little security bomb, but more times than not, you're better off just running Crimson Blaze, in all honesty. But you can use it as a potential, but you're already popping tamers with BlackWar Ace. So as I mentioned, you could test out WarGreymon from BT12 because he has raid, he has synergy with reboot. But then if you run him, you have to run BT12 tie to give him blocker, because then on your opponent's turn he's not as valuable. You can run BlackWarGreymon Ace. The D-Digivolve 3 is fantastic and nasty. You could even swap out your BlackWarGreymon X for BlitzGreymon if you really wanted to, and then you're very, very ace heavy. But, to each their own. The D-Digivolve is nice. It's great against things like puppets and machine Dramon and stuff, so that's definitely worth mentioning. And end of turn, he has Blitz essentially, so he can attack. So, and he gives straight attack +1 to your Omnimon if you needed to use that as an end of turn. Gaiomon promo, as mentioned, he pairs great. He has reboot, blocker, and he gives taunt as well, and he pairs great with the Metal Greymon. But I just feel like he works better in his own Gaiomon based deck. And you could again use him in here, and he has of course his count as having Greymon in the name, so it gets all the valuable Greymon pluses. And then you could always run the old BT8 BlackWarGreymon that deletes up to play cost 6 Tamers and Digimon on your opponent's side, and all turns once per turn when the Digimon is deleted, you can spend this Digimon. So there's a lot of synergy and things you could utilize for these particular tech options in the build as well. So yeah, I think out of these ones, I honestly think maybe BlitzGreymon would be like a nice little add-in, just for depending on the meta. And as things that, D-Digivolve is always just nice, so you could very easily replace BlackWarGreymon X with, 2 copies of BlitzGreymon Ace, so totally your call.
What's your name? I am the Stun.